Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Theorist, here with your host, Vanity Pride. And I know last week's video ended quite abruptly because my phone, even though it was recording, and I hit stop when I was like, peace out, y'all, it did not capture like the last like 3-5 minutes that I had recorded. So we're just gonna go ahead and sum that up as I included in text at the end of my previous video. So I had left off on the whole bomb telling off that Bongzo dude, right? So I just like loved that. Like, I love how Bomb, I'll pretty much reiterate what I said last week. He has this confidence now. Like, you know, he kind of doesn't give a shit with how he talks to people. Like, he's still polite, obviously, with those fighting dogs. You know, he was very apologetic, like, hey, like, I never wanted to kill anybody, but we're doing this. So, but with this Bongzo dude, like, you know, he's just telling him off with all these things that he said. I mean, you guys can look back at my previous video and you know, watch me passionately recite his lines, but we'll kind of skip that for now, because I took a lot of notes for this week's chapter. So, like, season 3, episode 3. But we'll quickly finish up with episode 2, so I can kind of sum up the predictions that I had come up with, because I had good predictions, and I think I've captured them for the most part. I probably should have written them down, but once I realized that they hadn't recorded, but it's okay. Because, like, these predictions came to me, like, toward the end of the video, so it's not like I had them from the beginning when I had written out my notes. But yeah, I mean, maybe it'll, like, kind of click back again. But anyway. All right. Okay, so one of the things that I had talked about, and it did not get recorded, was that the girl, Lulu, could have potentially gone into the battle and sided with Bomb. Like, I thought that would have been so cool. It's like, oh, hey, 2 C-rank regulars taking on this dude. Like, you know, it would have been really cool to, like, see her betray her boss and, you know, actually kind of listen to Bomb's advice. I guess you could call it advice. And, you know, just, you know, fight for what's right. Like, I'm hoping she has that moment, because she did not have that in episode 3, sadly. I was kind of disappointed with that, and we'll talk more about it when the time comes, but yeah, I was like, girl, no. But, you know, I mean, it's fine the way it is, because it makes the story. It's like, okay, like, you know, she's really dead set on getting this job, getting these promotions, having a sweet retirement and all that. But I think, like, little by little, she's gonna realize, you know, there's more to life than this, you know, sketchy job at this sketchy place. So in time, I feel she will realize that, and obviously she'll have joined Bomb's team by that point, and, you know, she's on her pathway to becoming a better person, so she doesn't turn out like her boss or any other corrupt people involved with, Baylord Yama, I guess, because Baylord Yama also, you know, like, the Bomb and his teammates think that, Baylord Yama's gonna, like, help them out. I mean, he might, but, like, based on what Louis says, like, Baylord Yama isn't the greatest. Like, he does not want to go back with Baylord Yama. I'm jumping ahead into episode 3, so don't mind me. But, yeah. So, let me just stop myself right there, and we'll get to it when we get to it. But, yeah, so then what concluded last chapter was Ship and them getting the chance to actually speak to Yeon Woon. So we did get to see him. There is no denying that he's a Yeon, because he has the characteristics of the black hair and the red eyes, right? But, like, I was still kind of suspicious. I was like, what if this dude is fake, though? Because he looks kind of funny, like, I don't know. He seems like a good guy, but I was just like, Yeon Woon, the guy who's gonna revive Koon, like, is this really him? Is this really not? Like, I was having my doubts. But anyway, like, you know, Ship basically interrupts him and Evan's conversation. Because, like, you know, Yeon's like, oh, like, you're Evan, like, what's his face? One of those dudes, like, told me all about you and whatnot. And then, you know, Ship is like, hey, like, sorry to interrupt, but, can you do us a favor? Can you wake up my friend? And so that's where we left off on episode 2. Episode 3, basically, we are given the recap, and we kind of see the same scene playing out. But before we dive into episode 3, I do want to go over the predictions that I had come up with. So I put here, obviously, eventually they're going to rescue Dang Dang. Now we have a better sense at the end of episode 3 as to where Dang Dang is. So, because I was thinking, maybe Dang Dang's in hiding, and they have to find him before, bad people get a hold of him. But it seems like Dang Dang has already been captured, unless he has managed to escape. I mean, that is also a possibility. So, a prediction for episode 3, as I'm talking about my predictions for my predictions for episode 4 and onward, as I'm talking about my predictions for episode 3. All right, and then the other thing that I had noted was, again, the whole Lulu thing. I feel like she's going to turn against her boss and the company that she's working for, and she's actually going to side with Bomb. And, okay, well, this is irrelevant now because Lulu never did leave with Bomb, as I had predicted. So, but I was thinking, she's going to side with him. They're going to get out of there with Louie, and then the next thing that they have to do is find Dang Dang, and thus make their connection to find Baylord Yama. And then, of course, is Yeon real or fake? Which, it was proved that he is the real one in this episode 3, which we will now talk about. So, yes, like I said, it is him. It's the real dude. But he lost his power, which was super frustrating to me. Actually, I'm going to scoop my notes over here so I'm not looking away from the camera. Give me a second. All right. Cool. So yeah, like I was saying, he lost his power, and it's like, dude, how are you so stupid to do this? I was getting really frustrated with this dude. I'm like, you are our only hope of salvation, and now you're like, oh, well, there's no way for me to help your friend, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? We've been all waiting for this moment. How can you let us down like this? But there is a solution. We shall not worry. So, what was nice afterward to calm my annoyance and frustration with this dude is that he was talking about he had this amazing power and all that, and he would use it in combat and stuff, but he also wanted to use it to help people. He had actually helped a member of the Koon family before, which I was trying to see if it was anyone that we knew based on that image that they showed us of this person from the Koon family, or member of the Koon family, I should say. Because at first I was thinking, what if it was Koon's dad, which I doubt it would have been, but yeah. So I'm curious to know, who is this member of the Koon family that became best friends with Yeon Woon? I really need to know. So hopefully that's revealed to us later on, because it certainly wasn't revealed to us in this chapter, because there was no mention of who the person was. It was just someone from the Koon family. I'm sorry, my camera's being stupid again. All right. So anyway, back to the notes that I had here. So he wanted to use his fire, after helping his best friend, because they didn't get along before, but then he saved him for whatever reason it was, and then they became besties after that. And then after that, he felt compelled to help other people. So I thought that was really nice. And then he helped this guy from the Dooney tribe, because there were various tribes. They have some of them have a human appearance, but not really. Especially the Cocoons. So that's who I was referring to earlier when Yeon meeting Evan was like, oh, Cocoon told me all about you and whatever. So that was the name. I just couldn't remember off the top of my head. But anyway, so Cocoons hated the Doonies. And so this little Dooney character gave me Dobby vibes, from Harry Potter. So when I saw his face later on, I was like, this is not what I was expecting, but okay. So it's a pleasant surprise for later on. But anyway, the Cocoons took out all the Doonies, and they saved one of them and basically turned him into a slave. And they named him Devi, or I guess his name was Devi. They did not give him that name. And so, feeling pity for this Devi person, Yeon decided to use his flame power to create a hammer for him. And, you know, he was thinking like, oh, like he can use it to protect himself and all that. But no, this dude like went out of his way to kill as many cocoons as he could. And, you know, even when they begged for mercy, he would not listen to them. And yeah, so basically he is the owner of this hammer, and it can't be, taken from him. So like, I mean, he could give it to you and let you borrow it, but you can't steal it from him. And so, you know, they're like, oh my gosh, like, why would you do something like that? And it's like, oh, well, because I didn't want the cocoons to like be able to get a hold of it and then, you know, kill him with it. So that's why like it can't be stolen. Like you have to ask him for it and he has to willingly give it to you. And so I just loved Ship. Like, this chapter, Ship, like, was my favorite, my absolute favorite. I love that he was calling this Yeonwon dude naive, because that's exactly what I was thinking too. Like, honestly, like, how could you use up all your power into this one weapon? Like, you could use, like, half your power, or, like, you know, some of your power, but all your power? Like, what if someone just goes on a rampage and, like, wants to, like, kill you in your sleep, and you have nothing left because it's all in that damn hammer that you don't even own? Like, you gave it to someone else. So yeah, I thought it was pretty naive. But what I also loved about Ship is that he took charge, and he was like, hey, like, after hearing the story of the hammer and stuff, he was like, hey, we're gonna go get that hammer back. Like, I will figure out a way to do it. And so I thought that he did a pretty good job of convincing Devi to, like, lend his hammer, not to him or Hots, who went with him to retrieve this hammer, but with the dwarf that works for Yeon. So, you know, Ship came up with this, like, sad story, like, oh, like, this poor dwarf is, like, the only one left of his race. You know, his mother and little brother got killed in front of him or whatever. And so, you know, Devi, like, takes pity on the dwarf, and he's like, here, take my hammer, basically. So it was easy. Like, there did not have to be any kind of fight or anything. And, you know, I'm like, all right, this is how it's working. Like, good job, Ship. Like, you didn't get into any trouble. You know, like, Devi had his doubts at first, but then he's like, okay, I believe this. Here you go. And then Hots made me laugh too, because when they were first entering the cave, Ship is like, oh, hey, Devi, are you here? Like, all carefully and cautiously and whatnot. And then freaking Hots is like, hey, come out, Devi. We gotta ask you something. So I thought that was, like, super funny too. And, you know, just that relationship that Ship and Hots have with each other. It's great. And then, yeah, like I said, Devi, like, from behind looked like Dobby. And the freaking pig face just took me by surprise. I was just like, I was not expecting this face on this cute, adorable, like, small little thing. But anyway, upon returning with the hammer, which, you know, Evan was impressed that Ship was able to get it back, and, you know, Yeon too, pretty much. And Yeon has little Yoon, who is the dwarf, strike Koon with the hammer. And so that does wake him up, and I'm just like, thank God, I'm like, my boy is back. And then when I was looking through the comments of Webtoon, or Line Webtoon, Dorky Girl 23 basically commented like, hi, daddy. It was beautiful. Props. Like, I agree, dude. Like, daddy is back, and I could not be more excited. Plus, I love his new outfit. It's great. And most of all, I loved the interaction that he and Ship had. Like, they are precious friends, and I just love it. And basically, the scene is about, you know, Koon telling Ship about, like, what he all got caught up on. So, courtesy of Rock. Rock was breaking down, like, everything that happened while Koon was asleep. So, I mean, we know what happened. You guys can easily read it on this episode, so I'm not gonna, like, take the time to to read through it. But I do want to read the last bit with Ship and Koon, because that was my favorite. So I'll go ahead and do that real quick. That way I can get my voice acting back in practice, you know? Because it has been a while. Like, I did not do a good job on Evankel last week, but we'll see how this week goes. Okay, so we'll start with Koon. So there's a war coming then? if two slayers joined forces, imagine how epic this war could be. And then Ship is said, and then Ship says, yeah, I think so. I'm not even sure how helpful a bunch of regulars like us can be, but Bomb's trying his hardest, so I'm gonna do my best to help too. Are you in too, Koon? Obviously. You couldn't stop me if you wanted to. And let's get one thing straight. We're the ones letting you guys join us. I appreciate you waking me up. Don't get the wrong idea just because I was out of commission for a bit. And then Ship is so great because he's like that arrogant punk. Too bad his personality didn't change a bit. Like, I just love their interaction. It's so great. And freaking the one line that Koon says where it's like, let's get one thing straight, reminds me of a monologue that I was using for my acting class last year. So I graduated my acting class. I don't know if I ever mentioned that. That was like back in October. But yeah, I was taking a Meisner acting class, and ever since, like, any like voice acting or acting roles that I've had, like, I've been implementing the skills, so it's a lot of fun. But anyway, like, toward the end, like the last few weeks of class, we were focusing on monologues, like taking a monologue, obviously memorizing it, you know. So, I mean, I could go into a whole lot talking about Meisner, but, like, I'd rather not take up that much time. But anyway, the let's get one thing straight line reminded me of this monologue by Val in a chorus line. And so one of the lines is like, let's get one thing straight. See, I never saw the red shoes. I never heard about the red shoes. I didn't give a fuck about the red shoes. That's probably, like, one of my favorite lines from that freaking monologue. Like, it's so great. I'll have to, like, maybe do a video where I just, like, recite it for you guys. I think it'd be fun. But anyway, back to Tower of God. So we're almost done here. Yay. I didn't want to take up too much time because I was worried that this stupid video might cut off again. So I'm kind of like, you know, if you see me glancing over here somewhere, it's because I'm, like, making sure that it's recording still and, like, time is good. So that way I know if it does cut off anything, I will know. Based on the length of the video. So we're done with Ship and Bomb, or Ship and Bomb. Wow, Ship and Koon. I'm sorry. I just saw an image of Bomb, so that's what threw me off. So we're done with the Ship and Koon scene. We're back to Bomb with this Bongzo dude. And, you know, here I was hoping, like, yes, like, Lulu's gonna side with him. But no, she, like, hears her boss. And, you know, she basically takes him up on the bribe. He's like, stop that guy's attack. Do whatever it takes. I'll make you a full-time. Wait, no. I'll ask HQ to recommend you for a supervisor position. And so she gets bribed with this, right? And so she gets in front of her boss and, you know, she's willing to risk her life, basically. And so, anyway, Bomb gets a call from Hockney, and so he, like, bolts out of there with Louis. So it's funny because Lulu never even got a chance to, like, attack this dude or fight him. So, sorry, I was getting a phone call, but I was, like, trying to ignore it. Okay, we'll just finish this up really quick. So, yeah, like I said, Bomb bolted out of there, and, you know, we're bound to see Lulu again, especially when Bomb and Co. go in search of Dang Dang, so, you know, it's all good. I'm sure we'll see her again, and hopefully she will listen to reason and join Bomb's team and, you know, just turn a new leaf and become a better person. You know, we don't want her to end up like Bongzo. She seems like such a cool character, so I'm hoping she gets that wake-up call. And the other thing that I wanted to point out, and I didn't realize this until after I recorded my last review, the freaking bag that Bomb has, is that not Manbarandana? Am I, like, wrong or am I correct on this? Please leave your comments below. I needed to, like, make this statement. And, like, it was, like, the first thing that I wrote in my notes. And I was like, well, I don't want to mention it at the beginning. I'll mention it once we see the bag again. So, yeah, I just needed to get that out there. I'm like, dude, he has Koon's bag, if it is Koon's bag, and we did not see it get used, and I'm super disappointed. So hopefully, ooh, maybe with this new challenger that Bomb gets, he'll use it. Let's hope so. I think it'd be kind of cool, so. All right. So anyway, on to the last scene. So now Bomb is on the warship with Louis, Kaiser, and Hockney. And Louis basically starts to tell them about his and Ding Ding's past, like how they met, you know, their journey climbing up the tower, and then, you know, they got caught by these fighting dogs and stuff. Like, Louis was actually Deng Deng's servant, but Deng Deng never wanted to see him as such. Like, he wanted to treat Louis as an equal. And, like, he even begged his parents, like, oh, hey, like, don't let Louis wear the servant collar. And, like, his parents were totally cool with it. So I'm like, ooh, like, Deng Deng has, like, really nice family. So anyway, Louis is basically telling Bomb, like, hey, like, we're not going to want to go back to Yama. Like, even if you get a hold of Deng Deng to, like, lead you to Yama, like, we don't want to go there. Because they'll just be forced into serving him as fighting dogs. So, yeah. Because what I was thinking, too, is, like, maybe Yama could be a good person. I mean, I know Yama was mentioned before, and I'm trying to remember exactly how he was, but I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong thing, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But it's like, you know, we could obviously believe Louis' story of, like, you know, Yama's not a good person, but then, I mean, you could look at it from another perspective, and it's like, oh, okay, like, Yama is actually not that bad, and, you know, if anything, people are kind of making this tainted image of him that, like, Louis and Ding Ding are convinced, like, oh, shoot, like, if we get caught by this guy, like, he's basically going to turn us into his slaves. I mean, we did see the fighting dogs with Bongzo, and they're pretty much treated like slaves, so I don't believe that Louis is wrong. I would think he's right, if anything. But anyway, before I get a phone call again, because it's my mom's birthday, so, like, we're gonna go to dinner in a little bit, so I'm thinking she's, like, wondering where I am at. But yeah, so to sum this up, shortly after Louis tells his story, the ship alerts them of some enemies, so of course they think it's Bongzo, you know, and Lulu, of course. But it's actually Snake Man, and he's here to challenge Bomb to a fight. And like I said, I was looking through comments earlier, and it was really funny because the 25th Florence says, wait, this fool is high or something. He just challenged our cinnamon roll. Facepalm. So yes, so there is bound to be a fight between Snake Man and Bomb. Like I said, it would be cool if he used Munbarandana in some way, if that is Munbarandana, but either way, it'll be an epic fight, you know, him using his orb and all that, and you know, applying any techniques that he's learned with Evankel, of course. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Any predictions that I made, like, you know, you can just kind of, like, look back on the video. I can't even think about summing it up right now because I'm just like, I need to get going. But yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in. It was a blast doing this, and I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.